Howdy, partner. What a Wednesday. It's Rumor and Innuendo. I'm Dominic D'Angelo of adfreeshows.com, SEScoops.com, and OneTrueSportTV.com. Per usual, I'm here with Mr. Robert Karplis, WD Creative _ish. Robert, we got some Dynamite to talk about, a little bit of NXT happening too. How you doing, man?
I've legally changed my government name to Bobby Saints, and that is what I am expected to be referred to now as going forward.
Bobby Saints.
No, we're not doing that. But welcome to Rumor and Innuendo. Yes, we will be talking NXT. We'll be talking AEW. We'll be talking the fact that this is a wrestling show and Dom is wearing a boxing shirt.
That's correct.
Which is so. What's wild is on Saturday went out to dinner to a steakhouse here, and who walked in but Don King?
What?
Yes. To which my wife replied, "I thought he died." Good news, guys. Don King, not dead, unless you're a boxer, in which case that might not be great news because he probably stole a lot of money from you.
Odds are.
I had the run sheet thing. You sent me the wrong link, so I closed out the original run sheet. I'm just here, dude.
That's okay.
You steer the ship. I know nothing of what we are talking about now, and I am excited to go. But first, let's say hi to some of the folks. Well, you'll have to say hi to some of the folks who are joining us here.
Yes, Triple E says Ricky Saints officially NXT. Moose face off with Oba and Moose and Lexus King next week for X Division title. And the Hardys versus No Quarter Catch Crew. NXT much better than Raw. Wow. Okay, we'll talk about that for sure.
Well, he did the work for us, so we're done.
When the Saints go marching in, yes, all Jake. Willie Thornbrew says glad to be here live for the Rumor and Innuendo. Glad to have you here, Willie. Lou 4237 says welcome to Saints Row with Bobby and Dom. Ooh, I like it. I never played that video game, though.
I didn't know that's a video game.
Bobby Profits.
Ooh, Bobby Profit? I don't know. Anyway.
Let's get to it, though, Robert. I did have Dynamite on the run sheet first, but I think we should talk NXT first. There was a lot of developments that went down. Obviously, Ricky Starks, no more. He is now Ricky Saints, and he has signed his NXT contract. Ava Rain was in the ring with him, and we also had a little confrontation with Ethan Page. Wes Lee showed up. They set up for a tag match next week, so pretty cool things going on there. What did you get to catch this, and what did you think of that? The execution of it all, if you did?
Yeah, I love the people who were up in arms and angry about Ricky Starks' name change, that he's now Ricky Saints. The idea that this is going to derail his career is completely valid. I mean, when they changed the name from Walter to Gunther, that dude's career just cratered, never recovered. Ricky Starks is a name that does not have a lot of positive equity in professional wrestling at this point. It is a name that when you hear it, it draws up connotations of a guy being misused, a guy who was marginalized in AEW, who seemed contentious in the locker room. It is a chance to rebrand him. And when they rebrand these talents and they're taking the time to do that, means WWE cares about their perception. You know, Ethan Page is a guy who did have a very long career. There was a lot of equity built up into that name. It's fine. The Ricky Starks experiment in AEW was proof of there's a raw talent there, but boy, it needs a lot of work. You're getting that. The conclusion is you're going to get to see that work in what he does at the Performance Center in NXT and going forward as this Ricky Saints guy.
Right. And, you know, it obviously has, he's from New Orleans, so it has to tie the Saints and, you know, all that kind of thing. So it makes sense. Original Ricky Saints, Ricky Williams, running back for the Saints, if he got drafted way back when. But I liked it, Robert. I thought he kind of designated himself and didn't dive into like, behind the curtain or behind the scenes stuff that was like, charging up anything like that. It was just they made him position him as a star. He made himself feel like a star. And it's cool stuff going on there. This was a piece to several elements that were very intriguing of this week's episode of NXT. And so, yeah, intrigued to see what they do next week with this tag match. And I think it's a good start, very good start. And but we did NXT start off with somebody unexpected. Obafemi did show up, the champion, obviously. He wanted to call out this new faction that attacked him. Instead, he got Moose, X Division champion of TNA. And so we got a cool confrontation there. And then later on, we get a match set up. So what'd you think of Moose showing up in NXT, Robert?
I like it. This partnership that exists between NXT and TNA, or WWE and TNA, it gives an interpromotional feel. It gives this sense of spontaneity that we were complaining did not exist on Raw on Monday night. And it's a chance for Moose to spotlight what he can do on a larger platform. That is a dude that has been killing it in TNA for a number of years. The idea of him and Obafemi is kind of a dream match situation for wrestling fans. Like, this is a really fun match that we're going to see. It's a great opportunity for Obafemi to get most likely a win over a big name talent without necessarily burying anybody that's in NXT, and finding a way to do it that's going to help Moose in TNA going forward. So there's a lot of equity in this relationship between the two parties, this feeling that the WWE exists in a broader ecosystem, and a fun little, you can't miss an episode of NXT vibe.
Right. I mean, if you're thinking about what NXT is kind of really going after, in a way, it's kind of AEW, that old AEW vibe of what we got, who's going to show up next, what could happen, appointment, tune in television. NXT is really trying to get that here. And taking these steps with the Moose showing up, and then Ricky Saints now being a part of the company is a good start. Jordan Grace, obviously, too, added in there. And then we also had this unexpected tag match, no quarter catch crew challenging the Hardys on NXT next week. So they're setting up the table here to be like this.
That's the Dudleys. You're confusing you're confusing your tag teams.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Well, what do you think of this there, Robert? I think they're really trying to cultivate a good audience for the CW here and do their due diligence.
It's cultivating a strong audience for the CW. It's giving these people the spotlight. When I saw this, the first thought that I had was Matt and Jeff aren't in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. True.
This is one of those rare windows where Matt and Jeff are in the same company. They're able to do some work with WWE, and Jeff's not in jail.
Sets up things very nicely. So it'll be neat. It'll be neat to it further blurs the lines between these two promotions and brands and stuff like that. So Willie asks an intriguing question: will Moose have to change his name to Bullwinkle?
If Vince was there, that would be the height of wit and witticism for Vince McMahon. But by the way, it would be Bull Space Winkle.
Oh, good point.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Bull the Moose Winkle.
Bull the Moose Winkle. Oh my God. Even I cringe at that, and I'm full of corny jokes. All right. Hey, will we get some corny
Speaking of Moose Winkle, no, I have no idea. I didn't have any.
No, we didn't have nothing there. Hey, will AEW Dynamite have something there tonight?
I love that you've now just, whenever you lose your train of thought, you're like Harry Carey. You just yell out, "Hey!"
Yeah, I do.
Hey!
Hey!
We're going to talk about the Dynamite.
Let's talk. We have the Ops challenging the Patriarchy. And some other
Which, by the way, sounds like a think piece.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
The Ops are challenging the Patriarchy. Do we know what the match is actually going to be? Is it a tag match, a 6-man?
I have no clue.
Best producer in the business.
Zero clue. Let's take
Regardless of what it is, look, we've set up a number of times the possibility that we were going to see Joe and Hook, or Joe, Hook, and Shibata taking on Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne and Christian Cage. So this is an opportunity for them to get a little bit of physicality. Babyfaces get most likely an opportunity to score a strong win, and Christian probably abandoning his children.
Yes,
like a deadbeat dad.
Well, it is a 3-on-3. It's a trios match, Robert. So get ready, get excited. The Ops will be.
Oh, good. And this has no ramifications for the trios titles, which are obviously held by Dom's favorite team, the Death Riders.
That's 100%. Oh,
was it you who sent the merch that they're selling for the Death Riders?
Yes, unbelievable.
So this is worth noting for a moment. AEW is now selling a plain white T-shirt with like Death Riders on the bottom lower corner. They didn't sell the Harley Cameron puppet.
Nope.
They didn't sell Penta and Phoenix masks.
Nope.
They didn't sell Luchasaurus masks.
No.
But good news, you can get a Death Riders white T-shirt so you and your friends can look like Wheeler Yuta.
And the thing is like if you're wearing it in the crowd, people will see the white T-shirt, but they won't see anything related to AEW or pro wrestling because it's on the bottom corner.
Which may be worth it for people.
It could be. What an investment. Will we be invested in MJF and Hangman Page going face to face tonight, Robert?
Nice. Good. Look at you with the smooth transitions. Yes. I think this has been a fun evolution of this MJF post Adam Cole world, pivoting from that abominable Jeff Jarrett situation to the Dustin Rhodes match to now this intrigue with him and Hangman. That feels like a big time match for Revolution, Dom.
Right. And that is something that would make me want to tune into Dynamite tonight, is seeing what these two are going to be up to, how Hangman plays off MJF and vice versa, because we know MJF always has some good stuff to say. And I think Hangman finds a much better note as a babyface than he does a heel. So,
I think being this sort of conflicted character, this guy who is trying so hard to be evil, but he can't, is kind of fun. It's like the opposite of what the problem that they have with Yuta and most of the Death Riders. You know, it's very, very tough to take Moxley seriously as an evil, sinister monster when they sent them to a zoo.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I get the fact that you're in Australia and you want to do the zoo thing, hang out with koalas and all that kind of thing, but maybe have some different talents do it instead of your faction that's supposed to be off the grid and NWO-esque, and we don't have that vibe whatsoever. This does not help it. That does not help it.
I do love this note here from Alt Jake. He said, "Did you guys see Double or Nothing 2025 is not going to be in Vegas? It's going to be in Glendale, Arizona."
Yeah.
So clearly they're scheduling this just to accommodate Justin Roberts so he doesn't have to travel too far, which I'm sure he appreciates. But that is pretty surprising. Double or Nothing being in Vegas was a great annuity. You know, it's one of those things where you are going to get people who will travel to Vegas for a big wrestling show. Obviously, a lot of people are traveling to Vegas, myself and Dom included, for WrestleMania.
That's right.
So that'll be, fun. So I guess maybe their thought process was, if the wrestling fan is going to make their annual trek to Vegas for a wrestling show, they might not do it a second time. They're not going to go double. They'll go nothing on traveling to Vegas. So, wrestling fans all over the world can be flocking to the Mecca that is Glendale, Arizona. And I've been Glendale, Arizona before. And I got news for you. It stinks. It's very hot. It's a dry heat. And you know who needs some heat?
Oh, who needs some heat, Robert?
The fine folks in AEW. I was waiting for you to say the next match. I don't have the run sheet. I was teeing you up.
I thought you were doing the ad read. You know who needs some heat?
Ad read? Yeah. How would that? Hold on. There is no way. It would be completely impossible to go from dry heat to get you to Magic Spoon. So we're not even going to try. We're just going to dive right in, guys, because as a kid, I loved eating cereal. Dom loved eating cereal. But as adults, we don't want all that sugar. Yeah. And most cereals aren't going to give us the protein we need. And those cereals that do give you the protein, they taste terrible. Like, we'll be honest. When you eat those adult cereals, those, all due respect to the fine folks at like Whole Foods, a lot of this Whole Food cereal, you may as well eat the box.
That's it.
But I'm glad that I found Magic Spoon. It's a nostalgically delicious cereal, easy for me to say. Tastes just like my childhood favorites, but without the sugar and a ton of protein. And if you're already a Magic Spoon fan, and my God, how are you not already? I have huge news for you. This is bigger than AEW in Glendale. Magic Spoon has turned their super popular cereal into high-protein treats that are light, crispy, and taste just like those classic crunchy cereal bars. Magic Spoon's brand new treats are so delicious. I'm going to be chomping down on one as soon as we are done. I keep them like right over here, just off camera. I'd get up and go grab it, but I'm being lazy at the moment. Went for a run this morning. I am sore as all hell, but Magic Spoon's brand new treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. And for the first time ever, Magic Spoon treats are available in grocery stores with delicious flavors like marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/rumor. Or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/rumor for $5 off. Magic Spoon. Hold on to the dream.
Hold on to it, guys.
Hold on to the night. Hold on to the memories.
And let's.
I'm so
I'm
excited.
doing Richard Marx. Oh,
And I just can't hide it. I'm so excited.
Don't need to play it again.
you interrupted Richard Marx for that.
Sorry, Richard. Hey, are you sorry that we're going to get a street fight between Big Bill and Powerhouse Hobbs? I'm not.
I am not. I'm surprised that, look, this is the kind of match that if there was a closer pay-per-view, you'd be getting this on a pay-per-view. I feel like it has gotten a really strong build. It is two big, meaty men slapping meat, as a wise man once said. I think that they probably didn't want to make Big Bill have to sit on a plane seat to fly to Australia, and that's why this match was saved for here. It would have been a Brisbane brawl, and maybe those guys would have used a damn didgeridoo.
Yeah, I'm excited for this too, Robert. Powerhouse Hobbs looks like just a monster, and Big Bill, they've been positioning him well. They're teasing tension between him and Jericho. It's a fun setup. Yeah, I'm excited.
Who doesn't have tension with Jericho? You know who? You.
Ooh, I don't.
Best producer and co-host. Of all the co-hosts I've had, you're the one that Jericho probably wants to kill the least.
Hey, how about that? See?
In a hierarchy. No, maybe. I don't know if he would care about Scott.
Yeah,
Chaplin has never said bad. Well, Chaplin said some bad words about him.
Yeah, but Scott's funny though. So
Go kill Flanders.
He's endearing. He's endearing.
Speaking of
Endearing?
No, I was going to say asinine. There's now an international title tournament.
What?
According to your note, erstwhile producer extraordinaire, it is the AEW International Championship Series.
Oh, yes, I do see that now.
I got no earthly idea what that means.
What the hell is going on? Oh my God. Orange Cassidy is facing Roderick Strong in this match, by the way. So hopefully we'll get a little details on it. Robert, the thing I was optimistic about when they were saying Kenny Omega will be taking on Takeshita for the International Championship, I'm like, this could be a possibility where they merge those two useless belts together.
What I've been thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that does feel like the ultimate outcome here is that we're going to get Okada versus Kenny Omega to fuse the two useless titles into one slightly less useless title.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong should be a good match. It'll probably be a little cold. So I'm a little surprised.
Yeah. And Robert, there was nothing revealed about the Death Riders on the show either.
Oh, Dom. Sweet, incredibly stupid Dom.
Sweet summer child.
There is no way in the world that we are not going to get some presence of the Death Riders. My guess is they filmed something in Australia backstage that they could take the night off, cope diving off of, arenas, risking permanent injury. We do have that match in March, but I'm sure we'll get a pre-taped video package. I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm trying to manifest this, that we will get some sort of video package. There's nothing announced with Will Ospreay or with Kenny Omega or with Takeshita or Kyle Fletcher as of now. So maybe they're letting all the folks that travel to Australia get a day off rather than traveling to AEW Dynamite, which is coming to you live from somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where it's from this time around.
Again, Dom, you are a man amongst boys. And this is not the only podcast that Dominic D'Angelo drags down like an anchor. You've got a number of other shows that you get to work on. One of those is Working Stiff. Myself and Scott Chapman recorded our Patreon episode yesterday. It's up now. It's a doozy. We'll be back up and recording our main show tomorrow. But Dom, you got a lot of other co-hosts that have been between the ropes.
That's right. You can see me way down today. We're going live. Me, Greg Gagne, Magnum TA. We switch it to Wednesday this week, so 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us on 4horsemanetwork.com or OneTrueSport TV.
Where was my invitation? I have not been invited to any of these other shows.
Oh, well, I can get you on something.
I'm good. You don't bring them here. You don't intermix. You gatekeep. You are a damn gatekeeper. You don't want your friends intermixing. It's
Listen.
rude. I get it with Van Damme. You spent Valentine's Day with him for a number of hours. It was romantic. It was sweet. You forsook Razor, your cat.
I did.
Yeah.
But I'll call it right down the middle with Bill Alfonso tonight too. 7
Oh, you're
p.m.
doing a little Fonzie action.
Fonzie is back. He's got a new business venture he's into, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what his plans are for WrestleMania weekend.
Wait. No. You can't just say Fonzie has a new business venture. Like, when I look at him, the first thing I think of is obviously businessman.
Yes. So that's the tease, Robert. That's the rope you in. We'll catch it right before Dynamite, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on
I'm
RVD.
tuning in. I kind of know what the hell Fonzie's doing. How can I give Fonzie my money?
Fonzie's such a fun show. He just shows all the different memorabilia he has. We tell some stories. Fans interact. We get a good crowd in there. So everybody's welcome to join in. Right down the middle of Bill Alfonso tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, RVDTV.com. So, good stuff, Robert. Man, we covered some ground here, and we still got we're under time.
We're allowed to wrap it up a little early on a certain day of the week. This is not a committed 30 minutes. It's generally a 30-minute show, but the fine folks at AEW and WWE have not given us a lot of red meat for the base to talk about, and I don't want to spend time talking about Michael Cole's impulsive interview.
No.
No, I'm good. But this was good, and we're good. We'll be back tomorrow, as we are every day, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern. You can stream us on a plethora of platforms live, including the WW Creative _ish X account, the @SE Scoops X account, the @Dominic D'Angelo X account on YouTube, on Rumor Innuendo, Working Stiff, and ad-free shows. You can always catch the audio version of this show on iTunes, Spotify, and the like, wherever you listen to your podcasts. So on behalf of the man who is wearing a red hat for no political reason whatsoever, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpelis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Fight like a butterfly, sting like a bee, fly. Dang it, I screwed it up.